Hey everybody, it's Mark Ruggiero here, Clark Commando 1983, and it's about 2:40 in the morning on April 16th, 2024, and I'm hoping that I can finish the September 1939 turn here. If you remember in our last video, let me say this really quick. If you enjoy this, please like and subscribe to my channel. Please comment. It really is helpful during my terminal cancer fight. I appreciate all my viewers. And anyway, so if you remember last time where I left off, the Germans had just finished their Operation Action Subphase. We did a supply check. So now in faction order, we are going to do the Action Subphase for the Western Allies. And this is a discussion, hopefully, of rules, prep for GMT West, which got blood work later today, chemo Wednesday, and then I get to leave because my wonderful wife, Elvira, is going to drive me to GMT West on Thursday. And I'll be setting this up and playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and hopefully part of Sunday. And hopefully get 2 players lined up for the whole time. And one, my buddy's going to join me. So really quick recap from last video, just super quick. And I hope to keep this one a much better, quicker video. Germany did really poorly attacking Poland, drove them down to 1 will left, so that means they're still in the game. All right, so we're going to do some movement for the Poles. You know, what can I say? Part of it, I'm sure, was not good tactics. The other part was, I'm sure, whatchamacallit, oh my gosh, my feet are killing me. Okay, sorry, got a little distracted there for a second. So, Western Allies. All right, well, we'll start in Poland. So, hopefully I'm not going to block the camera here. Since we're still alive, we're going to pull back and put a full-strength army in Warsaw. That's going to cost Poland 1 production point to activate that army. And technically what we're going to do is move out of the ZOC 1, 2, 3 to get into the city. And see, Poland has 3, 2. Now we're at 2 production points. Now these are reduced armies. Let me see if they do have full strength sides, don't they? That one does. This one doesn't. This one does. This one doesn't. Boy. So we could spend production point. Yeah, sadly, well, we got these guys in the rough terrain. We're gonna, this guy, just to get him in some rough terrain, we'll activate him, push him up that way. That's going to leave me 1 production point. And I'm going to see production cost. Let's see here. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to save that 1 production point for next phase. And we're going to go over here to France. Get the BEF ready to go over. I don't think we need to do that. But just to cover a rule, you can move ground units, not through strategic movement over water, but in regular movement And I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit. And we're going to zoom in so I can just show you. I guess we could do it now. No, I don't know. You got the BEF here, a battleship, and a convoy. So what you could do is you would activate the Army. And since there's a convoy there, we could transport it over to here, drop the Army off. That would be it for the movement. You know what? So we'll just go ahead and do that. And we'll move the convoy back. And that's going to cost the convoy 1 sortie. They can have up to 6. I'm going to put a 1 sortie marker under the convoy. Okay. And then the French. Until attacking the West conditional events is met, none of the units in, what's the word I'm looking for, can move from under the forts here in the Maginot Line. We might as well, not much else to spend production on at this point. So I can move some guys. And we don't want, we do get the BEF here, so let's see. We're going to spend, we'll just spend a British production point, right? Let's look. To activate leg unit. Oh, it costs 2 production points because the BEF looks like since it's motorized. They got plenty. They got 16, so spend 2. We're going to spend a French production point to activate this leg unit. Stacking's in effect, but at all times. But since you don't have, this guy would have 8 movement points. Oh my goodness. Do we want to spend any political to try to get Belgium? I guess I should have. No, wait, that's in the diplomacy. We already did that. We screwed up. So I guess I could back up and do that, but I won't. I'll wait till next turn. So go 1. Let's go 1 along the transportation line. 2. And then we'll spend another production point to activate this guy and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll bring the BF up to here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, looks good to me. Hopefully I didn't block the camera. You're able to see some of that. I hope. Why am I zoomed in so much? Oh, that's not good. I want to come back out. Oh, because I zoomed in, didn't I, for the... All right, so it's the Western Allies. I'm looking at the sequence of play. When do we do... diplomacy's coming up. Okay, good. Good. So I didn't waste that yet. All right, Soviets. Now we go to the Soviets. I'm not going to have them honestly really do anything. I think that they're pretty well positioned with their setup. So that concludes the operations. Now we go, everybody's in supply, so don't need to worry about that. The no supply phase is next. Now that's where what you would do is where you would actually reduce anybody that's marked with a no supply marker, you'd actually would reduce them in strength. So now we do replacement. So you spend production points to improve a phasing unit in a hex or map box. Flip reduced strength ground units over to its full strength side, or remove up to 2 sorties for naval or air units. Okay? So we're going to look at the production cost chart, which there again is on your handy dandy updated player aid that you can get off of Board Game Geek. So we do want to spend the last Polish production point to take their one reduced army that's eligible. We'll flip it back to full strength. Okay. And then the British are going to spend, what's the cost to, let's see here, activate, no. 3 production points to remove up to 2 sorties from a fighter or bomber unit, or fighter or convoy unit. So the British are going to spend 3 of their production. And remember, you can't save production, so there's really no reason to not spend it. Pretty simple system. I mean, if you have it. So we're going to reduce, we can do up to 2 sorties. This convoy over here in England only has 1 sortie. And actually, I'm going a little out of order. Technically, you do the Axis first, then the Western powers, then the Russians. Every phase, you do that. In other words, everybody, each phase, everybody gets to do their piece. Okay, the Germans have, where's their production at? 18 left. So we're going to spend 6. Because we got these 2 air units. Then we're going to go ahead and spend 6 to reduce this from 5 to 3 sorties. And so you're spending 3 to get up to 2 sorties back, right? That's the most you can do. So as you use your air, it takes a little while to recover. So spent 3 there. Now spend another 3 here to get this one back to 3. And it can get fairly expensive. Let's see here. Right, it takes, that's per month, so it takes a little while to get your sorties back. And the sorties, once you get to 6, right, you can't do anything else. And it's also a negative modifier, like if you have an air-to-air combat or whatnot. So that's replacements, and that's where you rebuild wounded armies or take sorties off. So then we go to the upgrade phase. So rule 8.2, who has ability to upgrade? Let's look at rule 8.2 first. And then it's per the scenario. And I know there's some units eligible for upgrade, but you know what? Let's look at the scenario first, because I don't want to waste your time. And I know they're not necessarily all available at once. Let's see here, page 19. For the scenario we're playing. So let's see, in the setup, do the Germans have any upgradable units? Let's see, we're going to talk about that. My next video I'll do tomorrow before I pack it up, because I'm bringing the game to GMT West. I will try to get through one more turn so I can go through the diplomacy rules with you and whatnot. Can upgrade, so a French 2 of 8 tank units can upgrade. Okay, let's see, when do we get the upgraded units? Okay, not till November. So you do have some Western Allied units that are eligible for upgrade, but the first one doesn't even come in the game until November 40. So, and then the USSR, same thing, but August of 42. And the Germans, Looks like they don't have any upgrades. Okay, it kind of makes sense, I guess, because they started off pretty good. All right, so no upgrades available just yet, so we get to kind of skip that phase. And then we go to mobilization. Spend production points to mobilize a unit as in a faction card's mobilization box, or buy back surprise attack markers. And this is all spelled out on the sequence of play chart. So it's pretty good. And there's nothing in anybody's mobilization. And eliminated units get placed there, which I'm going to do for the polls. And then also conditional events can place units in the mobilization pool. But we haven't had any of those yet. So now we go, oh, I'm going to get to do diplomacy right now. So this is skipped unless one or more of these policies are in effect. Okay, so the Nazi-Soviet Pact. Randomly, so you do have to pay. You can to do one of the following. So the Axis go first. And you know what? Just for the hell of it, because I want to go through it, Germany's going to spend 5 of their production points. It gets me down to 7 left. And so now we're going to go to rule 10.2. I can randomly pull one event marker from the diplomacy cup and resolve it. Or I can take from the diplomacy cup marker holding box, take one marker and put it back in the cup. Well, at this point, nothing's been drawn. So let's go look at 10.2. We spent our 5 production points for Germany. And let's see here. 10.2 diplomacy. You can spend production points. Okay, we spent the 5. Germany, for Germany to do it, they spend their production, Soviet factions, USSR, and the Western faction has to spend UK or USA if they're in the war. Okay, so we're pull marker resolution. We're going to go ahead and mix these up. See if you can see the cup. There's the cup. Mix up the chits that are in there. And we're going to randomly draw. We're going to see what happens. So, I don't know. Let's see what happens. We drew area seized. All right. Okay, so we got an area seized marker. So let's go through the resolution. Put the pulled marker into the map's diplomacy cup marker holding box. Exception, pro-faction or area seized marker as stated in the result below. Then apply the markers okay, area seized. Apply the area seized event, rule 14.2. Which is, I think, for the, let's see, apply the area seized event unless the Nazi-Soviet is ended. No event. Political failure, political success. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so we're going to go to 14.2 because that's what it tells you to resolve. That's in the rule book. So that's under the markers, I believe. Yeah, 14.2. When this marker is pulled from the diplomacy cup, if the Nazi-Soviet pact has ended, or all USSR are ceded, to the U.S., remove this marker from the scenario and pull another marker from the diplomacy cup. Now, obviously, I was hoping I was going to get to pull a political success or something, try to ally somebody, but I didn't. Otherwise, regardless of which phasing factor pulled the marker, the Soviet faction must do the following. Select a country within the USSR's disputed area that has not ceded to the USSR and is either neutral or an active Western country with no Axis unit in it. If no country meets the above, put the area seized marker. Oh, that's interesting. Well, how the hell do you get Eastern Europe then? So let's see here. Select a country that has not been ceded to the USSR. I'm going to have to ask how you get Eastern Poland. Okay, because I kind of assume this is how you got Eastern Poland. Well, let's see here. We're going to walk through this just like it says. Okay, well, let's be very clear. We drew the thing. It says, select a country with the USSR disputed area, 17.0. It has not been ceded to the USSR, and it is either neutral or an active Western country with no Axis unit in it. That's pretty clear. Okay, so disputed areas, Rule 17. So we're going to go there. So we can look at what our choices are. Rule 17. Disputed area, S, Lorraine, Bessarabia, Eastern Poland, Estonia, Karelia, well, let's start with Estonia, I guess. I guess you can't get them all at once, huh? Okay, maybe I got a little more homework to do, but I'm following this. So, we're going to look in the conditional events box for the Soviets. I think that's where I put it. You could grab Bessarabia. We're going to grab... I'd love to grab Eastern Poland, but it doesn't seem like it's legal. So we're going to grab Estonia. This goes into the ceded area box of the Soviet player aid card. Step 1. That disputed area is ceded 2.2 to the USSR. Increase the national will by 2. So we're going to go from 85 to 87 for the Soviet national will, which that's good. We're going to look at Rule 2.2 really quick. I'm lucky I can do messenger with Sal, because I got to ask him about that. The way that's worded seems pretty weird. Maybe my friend Craig is going to meet me. He's got a good grasp on it, because 2.2, all disputed, is a group of land hexes encompassed by a disputed and or international border. Example, Eastern Poland. The hexes in a disputed area may start a scenario as part of one country but may be ceded to another country due to an area seized event or if a country is conquered. Ooh, maybe that's part of the conquest then. I'll have to look at that for Eastern Poland. Okay. All right, so we did that already. So then I'll come back. I'm going to have to read the conquered country rule. Okay, that's fine. So far, all the answers have been here. So let's continue. Step 3. Okay, that was the increase the will. We're going to take one USSR ground unit from its faction cards conditional box and put that in the eliminated box. Okay, so we'll do that. Got a ton of units here, armies. So we'll take an army and we're going to put it in the eliminated units box. All right. Then, if the selected country was Estonia, Latvia, or Lithuania, it ceases to exist. Remove any pro-faction or strict neutrality marker in it. Okay, so that's it. That's all for the diplomacy. Very interesting. Okay, so like I said, I got a little homework to do for you so I can talk about it in the next video, because I do want to find out how in the hell. So Estonia has been ceded to the Soviet Union. And that is marked by, let's see, I'm not going to do it. There's a ceded border marker that are in the conditional events, and that gets placed in the ceded area box of the player aid card. Okay. So now we're going to go to the victory check phase. No, end of turn phase. We're going to advance the turn marker. Put any counter in the entered box in its respective location. Move all units in the eliminated box over on the player aids over to the mobilization. So there's 3 Polish eliminated armies that are going to get moved from the eliminated box. And this 1 Soviet army gets moved over from eliminated to the mobilization. Okay. And we're going to advance the turn marker. I'm going to make a little note that next turn will be October 39. And I will do that in my next video. So good, we kept this one down to like 30 minutes. So I know we're not going to get too far, and apologize for that, but I did do a lot of the training scenarios. And I'm enjoying the game. I think it's honestly pretty cool. Really didn't have the power for Poland to launch any counterattacks, so I think that we did a good job with Poland. I mean, hell, they held out, right? And we're going to have to walk through, and I will get an answer, hopefully, before my next video on how does Russia get control of Eastern Poland. And I have a feeling, I'm guessing, but I have a feeling in this game that's just going to happen when Germany conquers Poland. Which normally, if you're competent, you probably get it in the first, the German turn, you know, so. Yeah. Oh, the area seized marker. Where does that end up? Where does it go? Does it go in the holding box or back in the cup? Let me see here. I think it may go in. And that's important because remember, you got to spend production points to add stuff back to the. Let's see here. Apply the area seized event. do here? Randomly pull one event marker and receive it per the pull, resolve it per the pulled marker. Diplomacy cup. Maps diplomacy cup. Take any one marker of your choosing. Okay. Okay, so actually it's pretty clear. So where is that holding box? Diplomacy cup marker holding box. There's actually a box on the map that you can't see. And I'm going to place this seized marker in that box. So that's where it goes. The rules are pretty clear. You can't move it back to the cup without spending the 5. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to do a little homework, get some sleep, and then I'll do another video later today. Thank you so much for joining me. This time is so precious to me. Thank you so much.